everyone, and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to make some cutout cookies for Easter, and I'm going to walk you through the whole process because it looks daunting, but it's really not. I'll tell you exactly what to look for in your dough and all that. So let's get started. So in a measuring cup, you're going to need a half of a cup of evaporated milk, not sweetened condensed. It has to be evaporated. Shake it really well. Okay, and pour half a cup into your and then you're going to take 1 teaspoon of lemon juice and you're going to put it in your milk. Now this is what we call souring the milk. It will look curdled when it's done. So get that started. After you get this started, you're going to turn on your oven to 350. Alright, so let's move on. So I have 3 1/4 cups of flour, a half of a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. You need to sift this. Just make sure you sift it. I just use a whisk to sift. You don't need a sifter, you don't need anything special. Just kind of go around in there and break it up and make it nice and fluffy. Okay. So now, in a bowl, you're going to have a half a cup of butter, 1 cup of sugar, and you're going to mix that to light and fluffy. Alright, so now I have this all creamed, and you want it light and fluffy, as you can see here. So once you get it light and fluffy, you're going to add your 1 egg. Mix it in good. And then you're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now if you want to double this, you have to do it separate. Don't double it in one go unless you have a really big mixer, because it starts to get really tough in there and you don't want to overbeat this dough at all. So next we're going to start alternating our liquid and our dry, and so you start with the dry and you end with the dry. Okay, so you're just going to add a little bit of dry, and I'm going to get a towel to cover that real quick. And we're just going to mix that until it's mixed in. Okay. Now we're going to add our curdled milk. And this is what it's going to look like. It looks like soured milk. It has lumps and bumps in it. That's what you want. So you're just going to add a little bit at a time. More flour. This takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it. These cookies are delicious. And you can use them for any holiday, any birthdays. You just use different cutters for what you need. A little more milk. More flour. Starting to sound like it's getting made into a dough. Alright, so add the rest of your liquid. And I'm going to scrape the rest of that out because there is some good stuff in there still. And remember, you can't screw around with baking. You have to follow the directions. It's a precise. Alright, so let's get this in. And now I'm going to scrape down my sides real quick. And then we're going to put the last of our flour in. And we'll see if it needs more. Now, sometimes when you're in a really dry climate, you don't need any more flour. If you're in kind of a damp climate, you may need to knead some in when we're done mixing it in. But I will get to all that for you. Okay, so let's put the rest of our flour in. Okay. Let me take a look. All right, it's coming together. And this is exactly what you want it to look like. It's coming together just like that. We don't need to add any more flour. But if you get to this point and your dough isn't it's sticky, not like mine's not sticky. If it's sticky, take it out of the bowl lightly, and I mean lightly. Flour your bowl, your countertop, take your mixture and just knead in a little bit of flour just until you get that consistency. Do not over flour, do not over knead. These are really, really tender cookies. So I'm going to clean up here and then we'll get to rolling. Alright, so now here's my dough. I cut it in half and I just rolled it into a ball. Now I have to say, this dough is really, really nice today. You do not need a lot of flour if your dough is this nice. Because if you use too much flour at this point, your cookies are going to taste like flour when they come out of the oven. So let's just use a little bit. I have a little bit on my rolling pin and we're just going to roll it to a 1/4 inch thick. Alright, so this is about 1/4 inch. Perfect. These puff up really thick, so make sure you don't cut them too thick. So I'm just going to use like an egg cookie cutter for Easter. And just get as many as you can in on it. Okay. Then we'll do some chicks. Okay, and then we'll do a bunny. Alrighty, so now we're just going to put it on a pan. I have my non-stick pads here, and you just put them on. And you're going to bake them for 10 to 13 minutes, but I would check them at like maybe 8 minutes, just because sometimes with the dough being really nice, they cook up really quick and really fast. So, you know, just keep an eye on them. It depends on your oven, you all know that. So I'm going to put these in the oven and I'll show you what they look like when they come out. So here are our cutouts, and they look really, really nice. So once you roll your dough and cut out your cookies for the first time, the dough that's left over, you can re-roll it one more time using a lot less flour, preferably very, very little flour. And that'll give you a couple extra more cookies at the end. When you put them on your trays, do about 1.5 inches to 2 inches apart because they do puff up. Now this is what they look like when they're done. They're lightly brown on the bottom. These took 11 minutes and I did 8 minutes and turned them and did them for another 3. Now what you're going to do is, after about 3 minutes, take them off the hot tray, put them on a cooling rack, and they have to be totally cold before we frost them. Alright, so now our cookies have cooled. They look like this. And we're going to make the frosting. In a mixing bowl, you have a 1/3 cup of softened butter, 3 cups of powdered sugar sifted, 1½ teaspoons of vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of milk. Now, you might have to add more milk. If this is really thick or too thick to spread, you need more milk. If it's too thin, just add more powdered sugar. So let's get mixing on this. Alright, now I got my frosting made, and I did have to add a little bit more milk because it was really thick. I put some food coloring in here, and I'm just doing purple for now just to show you. And you can get these colors from Michael's, Joint Fabrics, Walmart, any bake shop that you have around your area. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take your cookie and be gentle. I mean, you're not going to press real hard. And you're just going to frost the top of your cookies. Now once you frost these and put sprinkles or whatever you're going to do on them, let them sit so that the frosting will get hard enough so that you can stack the cookies maybe for like school or whatever that is. So it's very easy. I'll show you the sprinkles. And there you go. So now I let these set overnight because I got busy yesterday. The weather was really beautiful here in Ohio, and when it's beautiful you take advantage. So I came in late last night and I frosted them all with my helper Jack, and we let them set overnight. Now my thing is, let them set long enough that the frosting's hardened all the way through. The top might be hard when you press a little bit, but your finger will go through. Let it sit some more. It should be hard like that. Now I wanted to let you know, here's some cute plates that I'm going to hand them out to friends and family. And I'm just going to put them on a really cute plate that doesn't need to come back to me. And here I made some cute bigger bunnies for a special someone in my life. So, and it's not Jack. Okay, so we got these cute other men. We got these cute little bags from Walmart, and I'm just gonna stick them in the bag so that it's a special treat just for them. And all I'll do is put a little bit of piece of tape on it or something, or I'll tie it real cute, and there you go. You have it in a bag. Very, very cute. So really try out this recipe. You will love it. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and remember, you do you.
It's Thursday taste testing. Today we have complimentary Hank's root beer and a plethora of homemade cookies. Basic sugar cookie, well iced. Just the right amount of crunch. Perfect for today.